Hey, I'm Butterfly.
Hey, I'm Firefly.
Have you ever wondered if we aren't being told the truth about everything?
What have we been lied to about? Join us as we have conversations and ask questions about everything. We invite you to keep an open mind and consider the unfathomable.
Let's break the chains that enslave our minds. Come on, let's go down the rabbit hole.
What's up, Butterfly?
Hey, Firefly, what's going on?
Well, today I'm going to let you set us up because we're going to talk about kind of this new era of app usage
Oh,
and the slippery slope that it represents.
it's a very slippery slope. Actually, it's funny because we were just talking about some things that I was pointing out, and you made the point that every app in the future probably is going to be dependent on your social credit score.
Yes,
And I said, absolutely, that's what's going to happen.
absolutely.
Absolutely, that's what's going to happen. Because you know how like there's all this, well, first of all, everything's like a QR code. Have you noticed like everywhere you go, it's like, oh, download this,
Scan this.
scan this and download this app. And if you want to order, even like at McDonald's, do you have our app? Like everything's on an app now. And it's like, oh, it's going to be so much more convenient for you if you
And it's
just,
more pain.
it's more of a pain. Like I just want to go up to the window and order what I want, or I want
Totally.
a paper menu and I want to sit down and I want to look, I want to
Ugh,
read it. And
these apps are so gnarly.
it's
Like
so
I try to
lame.
use them all and they're tedious.
Yeah.
They take forever and
Yeah.
there's always all kinds of problems. Like that one time where Carl's Jr. charged me like 7 different times for my $30 order.
Oh
So
God.
like $220 came out of my account and I was like, what the hell?
Well, see, this
And it
is,
was like, well, the app was malfunctioning. We're sorry. And it took
yeah.
like 10 days for me to recoup my funds.
Well, this is like all part of the digital currency problem that, I don't see how people can be going along with the idea that this is going to be totally secure and safe when people hack into stuff all the time and steal identities. Like, why is this going to be more safe? But anyway, I just get really annoyed with all of this QR code and app nonsense because, like you said, it's more of a pain. It takes more time. There's like usually like technical hangups. And why can't we just like walk up to the window and place our order or sit down at a table and have a paper menu and give the order to our waitress?
It's
Why
kind
are
of
they
like the World Cup, like it's
yeah.
foisted on you everywhere. It's like they really, really want you to think the way that they want you to think.
Yeah,
And the apps are kind of
they're
they're
conditioning
conditioning you.
us. So that's what
Use
they're
these
doing.
apps. So that's what we want you to do.
Yeah, and
Because
yeah, well, because,
why? Because in the future, when you order, I wouldn't be surprised if it's even at the level of food apps. Like,
mhm,
well, because of your social credit score and the things that you've said on the internet,
you're not allowed to get French fries in a
you don't have
burger.
access to this app, or your app will have like certain permissions that are restricted for you
Right.
based on your social credit score.
That's totally coming.
So that's why they're corralling everybody into using these apps
Hmm.
because I think the apps are another form of social control.
It is totally what it is, and people don't see it at all. And some people might even hear this idea or theory and be like, "That's ridiculous. It's so convenient. It's so easy." But no, it's not. Like they're conditioning us just on basic things like, you're trying to like log on, you're trying to get onto a website, for example, and or you're trying to place an order for something. And it's always like, oh, we sent a code to your phone.
Yeah,
Why? Why? Like you're trying to pay a bill. We sent a code to your phone. You know what? If somebody else wants to pay my bill, I'm totally fine with that. Like
totally.
why do I need to give permission for something like that? It seems so ridiculous. If I'm already on the site and I'm trying to do something, or if I'm like on a website and I'm trying to place an order, like why do I need a code sent to my phone to complete my order? It just doesn't make any
You know what I
sense.
think it is? It's they want everybody using apps for everything
Yeah.
because then if you have to use an app for everything, they can just say, no, I'm sorry, your social credit score has been lowered to this level. You can't even use this app,
Right.
or you only have these permissions. And so it's another form of just total control.
Right.
If you go pay with cash at McDonald's, no one knows who you are or what you've said, or you have no social credit score. You're going to
Exactly.
pay cash at McDonald's. They want to move away from that.
Right.
They want your social credit score to determine every aspect of your life. I think
Exactly.
that's what it
And to
is.
determine whether you're allowed to have access to certain things or anything at all. And so like the other day I was on line I was ordering some photo prints from CVS, okay?
Okay.
So I've done that a bunch of times and I have an account, like so I it like saves my albums or whatever and then I can just place the order and it's at a store right down the street. So I was trying to log in, so I could like start my order and it would have like my store already picked and stuff.
Which sounds convenient.
Yeah. And it asked for my birth date to log into my account. And I'm like, okay, why does placing an order for photos, why would that need my birth date? That makes zero sense. Like, even if I was like 12 years old, like I should be able to order photos,
Because
right?
that's another aspect of the apps is they're constantly selling your data.
Yeah.
So every time that you identify who you are, what demographic you are, they can say, okay, this person purchased these photos and they were this old. And then that gets culled into a larger database where they're able to now make determinations because data is so important for these guys.
It's worth so much, and also, like, to have all of your personal information, like, there's nothing's like a secret anymore, like, all your
No,
personal information is easily accessible, it's out there
totally.
for everybody to see, which is terrifying. I mean, like, anybody can find out, all like, where you live, how old you are, like, when you, like, graduated. I mean, they can know everything about you, and you don't even really have to be a detective, and it's like, I don't know, it seems like before there was some level of, you know, you could be slightly private, like
Yeah.
now there's just like everything's out there for everybody to see. And I don't like that. Like I don't think it's really safe, and
It's like that Motley Crue song. My life's like an open book
yeah,
for the whole world to see.
totally.
Because that's pretty much where it is now.
But not only that, I think what they're doing is what you were describing, which is they're going to put all of this information into these little banks where they will decide, at a certain point, like, if you drove too much this week, for example, you can't um,
Oh, totally.
buy a
You're going to get
hamburger
gas.
or
How about
something,
you go get gas?
Yeah,
You've got to use your app to get gas.
right.
And then some governor comes on and says,
You've
no,
already
I'm sorry.
you've already driven too much.
You've
Yeah.
already exceeded your allocation for the month. You cannot pump more and more gas,
Hmm.
you know?
And you know what else I think is going to be happening is, how you have to pay for some apps? Um, there's some apps you have to pay for.
I didn't know that.
You didn't know that?
You have to pay for some apps? I've
Yeah.
never had to pay for an app.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, a lot of like the editing apps and
Oh, well, I could see that.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
like a software.
Yeah. So you have to pay for them. And I think what's going to happen is they're going to make it so that you're going to have to pay in one way or another for every app. And it may not be like, so maybe it's like your, you know, Chick-fil-A app or whatever. You may not have to actually like pay cash, but maybe there's going to be some sort of like hoop to jump through and it's going to cost you. And then
Your social credit score will, as soon as you know how you go onto the app and it says, already have an account, sign in,
right.
or it says create an account.
Yeah.
As soon as you create an account, now your social credit score is going to start getting built into that app.
Yep.
And so Chick-fil-A will be like, well, according to your social credit score, you may only order Chick-fil-A once a month,
Right.
or you can't even order Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
This this product is not available to you.
Exactly. And
That's what it's gonna be
yeah,
like.
and I think a lot of the internet access is going to be restricted. So you won't be able to just like for free go on to, like Google or whatever search engine you use and just like have free roam of the world. You're going to have to be somehow paying for access to
Your
our app.
social credit score will determine what kind of searches you can run.
Right. And they're
Oh, and how
limiting
about
that.
your social credit score also determines the results that Google gives you
Yes.
for your searches?
Yes. So like for us, if we're trying to like search up some, like conspiracy theories or whatever, they just won't be available to us. Like we won't be able to see them, you know.
Totally.
They'll make it so we can't see them. And I also think that they're going to start charging for internet access. I really do think so because like how Chat GPT you have
20 bucks a month.
you have to pay for like the creative tools and stuff.
And that was not originally supposed to be it. Elon said that and Sam Altman begged him for seed funding,
Mhm.
and he gave him seed funding, but he gave him seed funding under the auspices of that ChatGPT was going to be charity. It
Yeah.
was going to be for free, and everyone was going to be able to come and use those services for free, which they do have it, but it's got these gates.
Yeah.
So
You can only go so far.
you can only do so
Yeah.
much, and then they go, you're going to need to buy the premium
And
package.
like I've used this analogy before, that kind of stuff, it's kind of like a drug pusher. They give you like a little taste for free, so you get kind of like hooked. And then if you want more, you got to pay for it.
You got to pay for more, and that's how it is. And that's how it'll probably be at like Chick-fil-A. If you've got a bad credit score, what if pricing is different for you?
Well, exactly. So, you know what they just, I believe they just started doing this in California. They started changing pricing on, for like the electric company based on your income.
Totally.
Now, that sounds like the social credit score to
That's
me.
arbitrary.
You know,
There should be one price
there's a
for
price
everybody.
for this item
Yeah.
costs this amount of money. Now,
Per amperage or per oodles,
yeah, so
whatever.
why does this same thing cost more for this person than that person?
They love that.
That's like going into Target and so this may be something in the future where you go into Target and there's like different prices based on your social credit score. So
Yeah.
you pick out a blue t-shirt and you go up to pay for it and you have to run your card because there's no cash anymore. And your social credit score makes that t-shirt $25. But the other guy who's buying the same t-shirt, maybe his social credit score makes the t-shirt only like 18.
Or he's black.
So his t-shirt is going to be 9.99.
You're white, so you got to pay 20 bucks. Totally.
You know?
You have to pay more because of Juneteenth.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Sins that your father's committed, you have to pay more.
Because we're going to use those extra funds for reparation.
Those are reparations.
Yeah, and they're going to go into a fund which we'll never see, and it'll probably like line the pockets of like Newsom and his buddies, and they'll tell us that the funds are going to reparations. But
I roll up my sleeve and I takes the infusion.
oh my
Because
gosh.
that's how it's going to be. And then the
Mhm.
other thing too is you can just get shut off. If everything's on an
Exactly.
app, you can just get shut off.
Yeah, it
So
can just
now,
say that this app it doesn't work for you anymore.
totally, like let's say I go register my car at the DMV and they go, well, your social credit score says you're not allowed to drive this year.
Yeah.
You don't get to drive.
Yeah.
You cannot register your car,
Yeah. That's
you know?
totally I mean, they do that with like I think if you have a criminal record or something, they can make it so you can't register your car, right? Or your like
Totally.
driver's license is not valid or something like that.
But in this new system,
It'll
criminal records will be rewarded, but political incorrectness will be greatly penalized.
yeah. And you'll be censored like in real time. So you will be, you know, if your social credit score is not up to par because of whatever thing that you've said that they don't like, you won't be able to like go out and live a normal life the way somebody else would be able to live it.
Nope.
There's going to be different rules for different people.
That's how it's gonna be. Different permissions for every app, because you notice how all the apps have permissions?
Yeah.
So, like, I could conceivably see how, like, let's just take the Chick-fil-A app, just for an example. And because of my political views and my worldview and my sensibilities, I have a really low social credit score. So I go on and
Alias.
I create a profile.
Hmm.
And so now I go to order Chick-fil-A, but what if like 90% of the menu items are dark? I can't
Yeah, you
select them.
can't select them.
All I can do is get like the original chicken sandwich and fries.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, how come I can't order? I want to get one of those new jalapeno ones. It's like, well,
Ugh.
I'm afraid that those are contingent upon
Oh,
your social credit
I
score.
just had an idea. What if they have like certain, like, if we're gonna keep using Chick-fil-A as our model, they have certain items that are more like highly toxic and full of more chemicals,
And they go, you can
and
have these.
they make those ones available to you, but the
Totally.
healthier choices are going to be off limits.
You get a chicken sandwich and a lemonade with sugar in it. That's
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Totally.
You would get like the one that has like extra MSG, and
Yeah.
because they want to get rid of you. You know what I mean?
And you can improve it by coming out and doing like the Chick-fil-A CEO. Remember what he did?
Mm-mm.
He had that black dude on the talk show, and he knelt down and kissed his Converse,
Oh
and
God.
he said, "I'm so sorry that I'm white."
Oh jeez.
I'm not joking. That's the Chick-fil-A CEO did that.
So Chick-fil-A has sold out. That's
They've
the
sold
Sun,
out.
right? The Sun took
The
over.
son took over,
Yeah,
and
because
he
I think it
sold his
used to
soul.
be like a Christian, wholesome
The dad was.
company,
The
but
dad was,
his
and
son is like woke and live.
his dad's woke, his son's woke.
Yeah.
And so now they make it so that what if Chick-fil-A just decides arbitrarily, we have special black pricing,
Yeah. They
you
could
know?
totally do that.
They could go over there
And
and for 20 cents they get a whole combo meal and I get to pay 20 bucks.
that'll be on your app, that'll be on your profile.
That's on
So,
your profile.
yeah, so
You
that's
know, like
exactly like the electric company.
where did you have to put your age in?
It was CVS Photo.
So
Like,
CVS
why should
photo.
I have
So
to do
what
that?
if you have to put your race?
Yeah.
You have to put your race now.
But it'll be some verifiable way of doing it. Like they'll have to like scan your fingerprint. It'll have like your DNA and everything like linked to it,
Oh, how about
your
now?
social
Because
credit score.
they got 23 and Me. I think they went out of business, but what's the other one called? Ancestry.com.
Yeah,
So what if
they'll be linked to all
Ancestry.com
this.
becomes intertwined with your social credit score?
Yep.
So once you go and create a profile on Chick-fil-A, it's accessing your Ancestry.com and I'm saying, I'm afraid you're too white. So you can only get
We have your
fries.
whole family tree here.
You may only get Chris cut fries. That's
Yeah.
it. That's the only thing that you're offered. We only like to serve black people here.
Or you can upgrade your app and pay the higher fee.
You can
So
pay the
you
higher
could pay
fee.
like twice the price. That's probably what more like it because
Oh, and you
they're
can
not
also
going to
move
cut
into an
off the
upper tier
business.
if you get videotaped kissing a black dude's Converse and saying, I'm sorry to be white.
Yeah,
They go, well, you did do that, so that actually increased your
social credit score.
menu usage.
Yeah.
Yeah, your social credit score went up, and so menu usage has increased now. So now you actually can get the habanero chicken. Good for you.
For a medium price tier.
All you had to do was just say, I'm sorry that I'm white and I can't wait to die. And they just go, good, good, good.
Oh my God, what is this world coming to?
Yeah. Or like, how about if you go, but I have a black girlfriend. That increases your social credit score. Good,
Yeah.
good, good. So you can
You'll
get
probably have black children.
you might have black children, so you can have some of the salads.
I think it's going to be more about pricing because I think they've already kind of introduced this with like what I was mentioning with the electric company.
Yes.
I think it's going to be, I don't know that they would, if a company would like necessarily
Is there a
not
law?
allow you to buy an item, but I
Is there a
think they'll
law that
change the
you have to
price.
charge this the same price for everyone across the board?
I don't know, probably not. Because there obviously it isn't one that
So
works for
you
the
can have
electric company.
discriminatory
Information.
pricing.
Right.
You can just be like, well, I won't mind that. I would say, you know
So
what?
then like you could have a business and you could have somebody walk in and you could be like, I like that person. I'm going to give that person a good price.
You
And
get
then,
a good deal.
I mean, that's kind of what they do in third world countries when they barter. You know how they
I've
like to
heard that.
barter?
Like when you go to the bazaar
Hmm.
and you want to buy a rug.
They're probably they have like a sort of a built-in social credit score system
Totally.
like in their head, and they look at you and they size you up and decide what they're going to
Oh,
charge you.
totally. You're some white dude shopping in a bazaar in Pakistan. They're like, we are going to rip you off,
Yeah.
you know? But then some dude who just got done taking a dump in the street, they're all, it is $5.
Yeah, he needs this for his living room.
Yeah. $5 for him is like 5 days of work,
Yeah.
you know? So I could totally see that. I could totally see that the apps become a new form of social control. And it's kind of a new way where the social credit score can really be effectively, it can have teeth with apps.
And totally controlling. Like they could make it so that like um you know your food apps like yours only work on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And
Yeah,
then your neighbors only work on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday.
exactly.
Because they don't want everybody out on the road like buying stuff at the same time or who knows what. I mean, it's just another way of control and of getting more information, personal information, and
Ooh, what if the
selling
Yucca app?
information.
What if like Yucca, you gotta log into Yucca, so it's giving you misinformation about foods.
Yeah.
And it's going, well, if you were black, I would have told you this is bad for you, but because you're white, we want it to kill you.
Oh my gosh, I keep hearing this commercial where it says something like stop eating blueberries and kale and strawberries. This might be really good for some people, but it might be really bad for you. And I'm like, this sounds like a social engineering thing. How could these healthy items be bad for you? You know what I mean? Like, so that might be a way of starting to get people thinking that, certain people should be eating certain foods and other people should be eating other kinds of foods.
Oh, I can totally see that because that's kind of like the invasive weeds out on the island. It's like,
Hmm.
well, those are invasive, so we're gonna remove those. You really shouldn't be eating so many carbs. Black people probably could do a little bit more carbs, but you should not be having carbs. I could totally see that because identity politics is what they love. Identity politics is their chess move. If you have to have different privileges, different pricing, different access based on your identity, they love that. Because what they can do then is they can stoke envy and jealousy in people.
Totally.
Like, what if I really wanted to go get a Chick-fil-A sandwich and some black dude just sitting there eating one? He's like, dude, this is so fucking good. And I'm like, dude, I want one. And they're like, so sucks that you're white, bro. You can't have one of these. What if I ask a black guy to buy me one? They're just like, we would like you to not do that. The other thing it makes me think of is remember your episode with the Nextdoor app?
Yeah.
All you did was just say, dude, how come everybody that comments on that huge, disgusting Scientology building in town
I didn't even
gets,
use those words, disgusting.
what
I
did you say?
I just said, has anybody noticed that when somebody makes a negative comment about the Scientology building, they get flagged? And I got kicked off of next door.
We'd like you to never come on this app ever
You're
again.
banned forever.
So I think that is
I'm like,
actually,
okay, they must
that's
be
kind
owned
of a
by Scientology.
microcosm.
Yeah,
I think that's a microcosm. That's kind of where we're heading as society.
yeah,
Next door says, you talk about things that we don't like, you're off the app.
yeah. You just mention them and you're off the app.
So if everything is on an app, then
That's
that
where
can
this is
happen to you.
headed. Yeah.
You can get
Yeah.
canceled.
What if you okay, so back to Chick-fil-A. I don't think they want to lose customers, so this may be like kind of a exaggeration, but for maybe it's some other app, but what if you said something negative about Chick-fil-A and they were like that and they were like, okay, you can never eat here again?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I've started to think that maybe companies are propped up by the opaque funds of the culture club,
Mm-hmm.
and alignment is more important than profit.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think there are a lot of companies that profit is not
It's incidental
the it's incidental. It's
because
not the
they're
most
propped
important.
up. Like Amazon would never have been able to make it unless it got propped up by
Yeah.
taxpayer money propping it up.
Somebody put Bezos in there to,
That's right.
be the
So
guy.
therefore, if you're propped up, then the company is not about profit. It doesn't have to be successfully financially because it's propped up by other opaque funds. Therefore, the company has a purpose.
Hmm.
It's agenda driven.
Because companies, we saw corporations actually kind of rule the world. They are the ones that make these like, mandates that people have to follow and all these protocols and things that people are so scared of losing their jobs that they just like go along with them.
Jump through the hoops.
Yeah, and the government can say, "Well, we didn't do that. We didn't force anybody, it was that company." So,
I
you
watched
know,
this Rutger Hauer movie the other day. I love Rutger Hauer. You know who that is?
yeah, he's good.
I love him. So it's from the 80s,
Yeah.
and the movie starts off and it's like somewhere in the future. So it's like
Oh,
it's like some kind of in the future movie.
probably right now.
Yeah, exactly. And what could be more dystopian than now? So in this movie, he goes to prison, and the prison is run by a corporation. Sounds
They
familiar.
are.
So it's
Yeah.
not run by, the municipalities and the city
No,
government, the county government, the state,
I think
and the federal government.
prisons probably are. I think they're profitable corporations just like hospitals,
Totally.
you know?
So it's a profitable corporation, and he's got like some little thing around his neck where if he goes 100 yards past the line, he gets his head blown off.
Oh God.
So what I was thinking was that's kind of the model that we're moving towards is like
Yep.
everything corporatized, and they don't really need prisons anymore.
No.
They just need to have you limited in what you're allowed to do.
Well, because we're heading toward complete slavery, and basically we are in a digital prison. And
Totally.
the all these apps are kind of closing the doors on us, and it's going to make us in a complete digital prison.
It's a complete digital prison because what ends up happening then is they say, okay, well, you know, you now everything's on an app. You can't leave your home because, what if your front door doesn't open?
Right.
There's an app for your door. Some
There's
people have apps for their doors.
They do. I mean, this is not like far-fetched. Like, so like, um, I remember one of my friends, she got a new Tesla. This was like several months ago, or maybe even longer. And she was like, "Oh yeah," she's all excited about it. We're like gonna go out to lunch, and we get in, and she can't start the car because it was the app on her phone starts the car, not a key. I don't even like how the new cars have like the key where you don't even have to actually like put it in the door or put it in the ignition. You just have to be near it and it starts. I don't like that because I feel like something could go wrong and they could turn that off too. But with an app, it's especially weird. And actually, when I was with my friend, we were actually coming home from lunch. We were in this town and she couldn't start the car. And I was like, okay, this is a problem because what if we were like in an unsafe area and she couldn't get the app to work and we couldn't
Totally.
start the car, or what if there was some weirdo like following us?
Totally.
So there's so many things that can go wrong, and everybody thinks that this is so convenient and it's so great to have these apps, but yeah, your front door could be on an app. You could be like locked out of your own house. Maybe you know how they want us to own nothing and be happy.
Yeah.
So people won't own any houses. They'll just be, renting. What if they just decide you're not coming, you're not you have no access to your place anymore, or
Totally.
just closing access.
Like instead of a credit check, they do a social credit check.
Right,
And so you're trying to rent a house. Like, remember in Black Mirror, that's what the girl was going through. She couldn't find a job. She couldn't
right.
find a place to rent. She was going to be homeless and broke.
What, and then, it can change at any time and they can turn it off. So maybe you did rent the house or the apartment or whatever and you were okay, but now like you said something or you did something that they didn't like, and so now they're going to cut off access. So then you like go home, you try to go home after work one day and you can't get in because
And
you've been locked out.
we've seen this in practice already.
Yeah,
This is see what we're talking about is not some far-fetched,
sci-fi.
way deep in the future. Um, Justin Trudeau, do you remember the truckers?
Yes.
The truckers were so pissed because
Yeah.
he was like insane during COVID.
Yeah,
Trudeau was
totally.
insane.
Yeah.
Like you couldn't enter Canada unless you got a shot, and you couldn't leave Canada unless you got a shot.
Yeah.
So they were restricting travel, and a lot of people in Canada, they come to the States like regularly. It's like part of
Yeah.
their business or
Yeah.
whatever. They have family here, and they weren't able to travel freely unless they went and got the pokies.
Hmm.
So the truckers went and started resisting that.
Right.
And Justin Trudeau came out and said, okay, what we're gonna do then is we're gonna just go ahead and shut your bank accounts down.
Yeah.
So you don't have access to the money in your bank account.
Yeah, I mean,
Your own
how is
money.
that legal even?
I'm
That's a
Justin
dictator.
Trudeau.
Yeah, I can do
Justin
anything.
Trudeau was like, I really envy China in their dictatorship
I
because
know.
look at how much they can get done by just ordering everybody around and threatening to kill them. I wish I could do that more. So, that's exactly how they do it. So now your social credit score could have your bank account just get shut down.
Totally.
Or how about like you go and earn money and your company goes to pay you, but they say your deposit won't go through
Right.
because your credit score is low.
So even though you like earned the money and you got paid, they won't process it. And because it's not cash anymore,
Mm.
it's digital, you have no way to like get that money into your account or access it.
And now that was your rent money and you were going to pay your rent, but now it's one day late and they go, you're evicted. Your social credit score has made it so you can't live here anymore.
Yeah,
How easy is that?
it's so easy.
So what is white bill? I think white bill is
Stop using these apps.
stop using apps. I
I
mean,
mean,
dude, I try to not use them so much because they are convenient, but dude, let's party like it's 1999.
yeah. You know what? The only reason why they're convenient is because if it's working perfectly and you've like adapted it and you've gotten used to it, it's convenient. But it was totally convenient before when we didn't have them. You know what I mean? I think people just get into these habits and they think, "Oh, it's convenient." I never use those apps ever. I took the thing off of my phone that will read the picture. So like I don't even remember how I did. I used to follow this girl on Instagram who was this like hippie chick from Australia and she was super funny. And I don't know what happened to her. She might have been unalived, but she had this whole like advice thing on how to like take things off of your phone and I did a bunch of them and I don't know how I don't remember how I did it or how to get it back, but I just tell people now my phone doesn't work like that. And sometimes the cashier, the person will like grab my, can I see it? And I'll be like, sure. And I give them my phone and they're like trying to make it work and it will not work. So I literally cannot use that function on my phone. And I just demand politely for a paper menu or whatever it is. And I just use it the old fashioned
And
way.
they hate that.
Yeah. But you
They're
know what?
like,
It works.
we'd like you to go along with our coercing,
Right.
if you would.
Yeah, but the old-fashioned way works and it's easy. I mean, you just like ask for what you want and you pay for it. We don't have to have all this technology to like go pay for a smoothie or a candy bar. You know what I mean? Like it just doesn't make any
Last
sense.
night, I ordered the Habit for me and my mom,
Mm-hmm.
and right when I open the app, it starts asking you all these questions that are
See,
kind of frustrating. Like,
invasive.
it's like, do you want to have us access your notifications? So
Mm.
this app can give you notifications, and then you don't know, and you turn it on, and then now all of a sudden you've got stupid the habit giving you notifications
Yeah,
all the time.
so it's all this extra stuff you don't need or want, and like I was saying, if they're working perfectly and you've already adapted to it, yeah, it might be convenient, but what about the time you got charged 7 times for your order at Carl's Jr.? You know what
And
I
then
mean? Then you gotta go deal with that.
the other day we were driving and we were going to go to Chick-fil-A, and um I said, "Let me order on the app while we're driving so when we get there it's all ready." Thinking it would be better. It took so long to navigate the app that we ended up pulling in and we had to wait for our food just as long as we had to order anyways.
Yeah, that's I've seen that happen a lot.
So it's, we think that the apps are making things more convenient. They're not really.
No, they're not.
Dude, you can still go to
It's an
Chick-fil-A, go
illusion.
wait in line, go pay cash at the register, wait for your food and eat.
It's an illusion. It's like that time I told you when I went to, that third world, hellhole, I mean, Dodger Stadium.
Ah,
Um, and
yeah.
I was in line to get in, and there was another line that said, it was like, I forgot what they called it. It was like Fast Pass or something. It wasn't, it was, I don't think it was called that, but it was that idea. Like, this is going to be the fast line. If you, walk through this line, it's all facial recognition, and that's faster than scanning your ticket. And I'm thinking, what, how in the world is it faster for something to
It's not.
scan your face and
They
know that
want
you
you to
bought a
do that.
ticket than just to scan your ticket? So I didn't go in that line. I was in the ticket line, and guess what? That line, we all got in before the people that were going through the face scan. So their whole idea is that, oh, go in this way with your face scan, and you're going to get in
LA's getting
faster.
all like that.
Yeah.
Dude, I went down to LA with my daughter. We went to Hollywood and we went to this cool club called, it's not club, it's like an old bar. It was built in 1905. It's called El Cid.
Hmm.
And it's in this really cool old section of Hollywood, which Hollywood's completely ruined now, but you can
It's so
see
trash.
the vestiges of how cool it used to be back in
Yeah.
the 30s and the
Yeah.
40s. So, anyways, we're down there, and I was kind of appreciating the old historical buildings and everything. And then I walk in, and I go, and I'm gonna get my. I don't drink alcohol, but I was just gonna get myself like a Sprite while my daughter's hanging out watching her concert.
Mhm.
No cash,
That's what they're doing. They're
no
force
cash at all.
they're forcing this everywhere.
And I tell the dude, I'm all, dude, that's lame, bro. That's the New World Order. And he goes, I know. What can I get you? It's like, dude, that's how they are. People just kind of act like, well, what are you gonna do about it?
That's
And they
right.
resign to it.
So we gotta stop acting like that. We
The
gotta,
white pill is stop acting like that.
yeah, because that's not how it is. Like, so whoever owns that place, that bar, should not have adopted that system.
Yeah,
You know what
like
I
I
mean?
almost don't want to go patronize that bar ever again.
Yeah.
It's kind of a bar and theater, but I don't want to go there ever again. They
Yeah.
don't take cash. If some place doesn't take cash, basically you are moving us closer to the digital prison.
Exactly.
And we have to
So
stand up
so you
against
know
that.
what I think is an important white pill for this? If you're a business owner, you really should not go
Maybe
along with
go
that.
cash only.
Yeah, cash only, or I know, cash discount.
That's the way to do it.
If somebody pays cash, they get 10% off. And that doesn't kill a business, but it helps the cause. And people will go out of their way to get 10% off,
Big time.
you know?
I noticed a lot of companies, they charge an arm and a leg, and they think the way to do it is just get a lot of money for every transaction.
Right,
But I noticed like the smart companies, like In and Out, for instance, or Trader Joe's back in the day, what made them awesome was they were good and cheap.
right. You know what else is interesting? Back to my cash discount idea for businesses. Um, it really behooves the business to take cash anyway, because when you take credit cards as a business, you pay like exorbitant fees in credit card processing.
Totally.
So it's actually more profitable and um, better for you as a business to take cash. So,
And who knows down in
you
LA
know,
that they don't like penalize companies that do that.
right.
how to,
Exactly.
or maybe even revoke your business license
Yeah.
because it's getting to the point now
Or
where the culture club is getting tyrannical.
they may be incentivizing people to take not take cash as their
Oh,
business.
totally.
Like, oh, if you use this system, we'll, give you whatever.
So, and then,
But then the people don't think about long term because there's still going to be credit card processing fees. Those are not going to go away because the banks want those from the credit card processing. So even if like the government or whatever incentivizes you for not accepting cash, like up front, might sound good, like a perk, but I don't think it's going to be an ongoing, permanent, forever thing. Like they
no,
may give you a some sort of incentive in the beginning, but all the months, if you're in business for several years, all the months of credit card processing, I mean, that adds up to, I used to own a business. I paid like hundreds of thousands of dollars in credit card processing fees. It's gnarly,
yeah.
you know?
And they're just like, well, you need to comply or you don't get to have a business. And that's the way they're corralling you into it.
Right.
And they're saying, look, you need to run your business this way, no cash. Everybody uses an app. And you need to, they're probably even instructing people to have permissions.
Yeah. They'll be like, we sent you a verification code.
Yeah. And then so now, I could totally see the main gist of this episode was I could see in the near future apps being permission dependent.
Yep.
So based on your social credit score, which is tied into every app, you only have the permissions that you're afforded, and it's going to be based on your social credit score.
Yep.
So the white bill is pay with cash. Don't become an app dependent society
Right.
because app dependent society is tyranny. I
Yeah.
don't think people see that. They
No.
look at it as convenience.
Yeah.
It's
It's
tyranny.
it's slavery and I think it's an invasion too. They know too much about us.
Yeah, like you have to give your birth date
To
just to
go
go,
pick up some photo prints?
you know.
That's rude.
And another thing too is ageism is real.
Exactly. Yeah.
People are discriminatory these days to older people.
What if that's part of it too, where they're gonna be like, "Oh, you pay more if you're like this certain age and you pay less if you're a different
If
age."
you're over 65 years old, you're kind of a drain on the system.
Yeah, they
What we'd
might
like
start
you to do,
charging more because
we're
they
going to
want you
charge you
to
more.
die penniless.
Here's your choices. I'm Bill Gates, and what I'm saying is when you turn 65,
You should die. Not me, I'm over 65,
we'll
but
mail you
you.
a coffin. Now, if you choose to not gas yourself and lay down in your coffin and die, then we're going to charge you extra for McDonald's every single time because you're over 65. You should be dead by now.
Yeah.
You're draining the system. We could pay 10 teachers for how much it's going to cost to feed you for the rest of your life.
Ugh,
So now we've got special pricing for you. You've hit the age
totally.
threshold, and now instead of
Instead of a senior discount, it's a
senior,
senior
yeah,
like a upcharge.
it's a living tax
Yeah,
because you're
you're
still living.
still alive. We don't
Yeah,
like that. Hmm.
death tax, yes, but living tax because you're too old. You should be dead. So, dude, I totally see that. I think that we're living in a weird time where apps have been introduced
Hmm.
in our lifetime. Apps, because when you
Yeah.
go back to when me and you were in high school, if you talk to somebody about apps, you're like, "What?
No, there wasn't such a thing.
No such thing." So, in our lifetime, it's been introduced, and people need to be cognizant of the slippery slope that it is and
Yeah.
the danger that it represents,
Hmm.
and demand that we still have a cash-based society.
Yeah.
Because the other thing too is it's going to go towards digital currency,
Yeah.
like these Bitcoin stuff,
Hmm.
and that is totally susceptible to having it based on your social credit score.
Yeah.
Like, what if your dollars are just not as worth as much as somebody else's dollars because of your social credit score? So you've got $1,000 in the bank, but that only counts as $100 because you said something bad about Juneteenth.
Yeah.
And so now I'm afraid your $1,000 is only worth 100.
Yeah. It
What can I
just
get
doesn't
you?
go very far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So any other white pills?
um I think we prescribed our white
We
pills.
prescribed our
Yeah.
white pills. What is it? Let's reiterate. It's use cash.
Use cash.
Don't
Don't
be
use
so app dependent,
don't be app dependent.
you
It's not
know?
convenient. I mean, it might seem convenient at certain times, but it's not. And it
You
only
can still do
takes,
things the old-fashioned way.
yeah,
But you back in the 90s, life was awesome.
yeah,
And dude, life was better.
yeah.
And we didn't have all these things.
And these apps screw up like you were talking about, and then you end up with a worse problem, and that's not convenient. So don't be app dependent. And if you're a business owner, you should encourage cash transactions and offer a cash discount.
Totally. I think gas
And
stations do that sometimes, right?
yeah, they do.
You know?
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Okay, we'll talk soon.
Bye.
Okay, bye.